This is James Smith, the creator of BioMemorize. We're going to talk about DNA, RNA, and protein. This is considered by some the central dogma of biology, or it is a fundamental life process. Without this process, life would not exist. Some of us may be familiar with the process of DNA being converted into RNA, which is called transcription, and then also RNA being converted into protein is translation. And so DNA is the beginning. DNA as the template gets transcribed into RNA. RNA is then used as a template to produce protein through the process of translation. So as a review to this topic, briefly, you have a cell, and within the cell you have a nucleus, and in the nucleus you have DNA. You've got these DNA chromosomes supercoiled, super condensed into these chromosomes in a very protected area of the cell in the nucleus because of how crucial it is that our genetic information stay pure and protected so that we can pass on our genetic information to our offspring and have continuity. Now, the DNA is kind of packed away tight, right, away from everything. Eventually, though, when we can access the DNA in the nucleus and it can be opened up, then it can kind of be used if we enlarge the nucleus here, then we can get RNA. By enzymes like RNA polymerase, we can get strands of RNA produced from the DNA. Once those strands of RNA are produced from the DNA, then you get these strands of RNA, messenger RNA even, which have to be processed. It's called RNA processing. After the RNA is processed, then it comes out of the nucleus into the cytoplasm, out here in this portion of the cell. And the RNA is used to eventually produce proteins. Okay? So DNA is transcribed into RNA. RNA is translated into protein. The question is, what is the spiritual significance of DNA, RNA, and protein? And so in the next video, we're going to talk about the incredible revelation of the process of DNA to RNA to protein, and how this relates to our spiritual experience and to the amazing revelation that we can see through this fundamental life process.